So in Chapter 6, Section 6A, Measures of Central Tendency, we'll look at some common measurements for central tendency being the mean, median, mode, and mid-range. So the mean is one of the most common and well-known. One thing we should note is we're going to see this sigma notation show up a little bit in this section. So sigma just means sum up all the values on the list, essentially. Sigma is the summation symbol. Okay, so when we see that, we'll know to add things up. Anyway, to calculate the mean of the data given in the list below, we just add everything up. Here we have 8 plus 7 plus 9 plus 7 plus 5, 6, 7, 10, and 8. There's nothing surprising happening here. We'll divide by the number of items on the list. So we have 1, 2, 9 numbers total. So we divide by 9. N is the number of data points, data items, data elements, however you want to think about it. And adding this up, we've got 15 plus 6, well, adding it up in pairs. A calculator is a very nice thing to have here, so we don't have to do it by hand, but that's fine if we do. 17 plus 8, still over 9. And this is 31 plus 28 plus 8 over 9. And that's 31 and 36 is 67 over 9. And 67 over 9 going to a calculator. Is 7.4 repeating. So this is 7.4. We'll just round it to 2 decimal places, approximately 7.44. So that's that. The mean is everything we expect it to be. Add up all the data items, divide by the number of data items, and that's it. The mean is often called an average. It'll turn out that mean, median, mode, and mid-range are all actually averages. Averages are measurements of central tendencies. So the mean is more specific, and that's when we add up all the values and divide by the number of items. Okay, the median. The median is the middle value in a list. So if we're given this list of data items in part A right here, we're going to be asked to order or find the median. So what we'll need to do is order them in chronological order, ascending order. We'll go 5, 6, how many 7s are there? It looks like 3. 3 7s, 8, 8, a 9, and a 10. To find the median of this, we're going to look for the middle value. So we need to know how many there are in order to find the middle. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 data items total. So if we count 1, 2, 3, 4, here's the 5th one. There are 4 to the left and 4 to the right when this list is in order. The median in this case is that middle value in the ordered sequence, and that's 7. Okay, so our median is 7 in this case. Okay, I'll leave the example below as an exercise for students, but again, you'd start out by ordering things 53, 66, and you take this all the way to the largest value, which is 94, ordering everything in between, find the middle one, calculate. If there's a tie, so for instance, if there's an even number here in the median, not a tie, but if there's an even number of elements, as there are 8 in this situation, well, the median is going to occur between two numbers, so whatever those two middle values are, add them up, divide by 2, and you'll get the median. Okay, so we'll leave that as an exercise though. The mode is the value that occurs the most. So when we look at this list, we have 3 2s, so far that's the most. Then we get to 4 6s, that's the most. Right? Nothing else has 6 copies of it, or 4 copies of itself, so the mode is 6. If there's a tie for the mode, in other words, if there were 4 2s, then you can have 2 different modes. It could be 6 and 2. But again, 6 had the most occurrences. There were 4 6s, and nothing else occurred 4 times or more. So this is the only mode. If no values are repeated, there's no mode. All right. So the mid-range. The mid-range is sort of an approximate mean, or a sort of a poor man's average is the way to think about it. It's just quick and possibly convenient to use as a way of calculating average values. The mid-range is the lowest data value plus the highest data value divided by 2. So to use the formula, write it down together. The mid-range, well, the lowest value on this list is a 1. The highest value is an 8. Add them together, divide by 2, that's 9 over 2. That's 4.5 exactly. So we'll write it as equals. So our mid-range is 4.5 in this case. Okay, so a comprehensive example will be to look at all 4 of these measurements of central tendency, and that'll just about complete our section 6A. So suppose we've got quiz scores here. These are scores on a quiz out of 10 points total, and these are our scores throughout the semester, supposedly. We're interested in what our averages are by each different type of calculation. Maybe as a student, if we could pick the type of average we wanted, we could pick the one that would be best for us. Anyway, we're asked to find the mean first. So we've got 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 8 plus 9. Okay. And we divide by, how many do we have? There are 6 total. So we divide by 6. And again, a calculator is a nice thing to have here. 11 and 15 is 26. 34 and 9 is 43 over 6. And 43 over 6 is going to be rounded. It'll be 6 something. .16 repeating. 7.16 repeating, and we'll just, maybe we just round it to 7.17 to be convenient here. So that's 7.17. Now the median in this case, the median will be, well, we need to write our list down in order: 6, 7, 8, 8, and 9. And let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is a situation where we've got sort of a tie for the middle. These two are our middle values. So our median in this case, there's a little bit of extra work. If there's an odd number of values here, then we can just find the middle one, and that's the median. Since we have an even number, there's a little bit more work. We take 7, we add it to 8, as I said before, and we divide by 2. It's 15 over 2. And that's 7.5 exactly. So 7.5 exactly. Good. So our median's a little higher than our mean. So maybe as a student, we probably want the average that we use to be the median in this case, but that could backfire on us. What's the mode? Well, the mode from our list, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, and 9. Well, the only one that occurs more than once is 8. That occurs the most. So 8's the mode. Looks like the mode's even better, but what would happen if we had 2 5s on that list? Maybe we would want the mode to be our average in the class for our quiz grades. Okay, the mid-range. Remember, the mid-range is just the lowest value plus the highest value divided by 2. Sort of the quick average, the cheater average. 5 plus 9 over 2. It's 14 over 2, and that's exactly 7. All right? So one thing we'll notice about these measurements of central tendency is they're all pretty close. We have a range from 7 to 8 and some values in between, and that's pretty typical for measurements of central tendency, unless the distributions are skewed in heavy ways, which we'll see a little bit later on. So that pretty much wraps it up for 6A. Be sure to go back and do the median example I didn't complete and work on the related problems in the homework and otherwise. Good luck and have fun.